Welcome to my random thoughts and questions, a new concept of mine where I jotted down a day's worth of my random inner thoughts developed on my mind so I can restate them now. So let's begin. Why is the letter W called W when in actuality when it's written down it looks like a double V? That's actually why when I write down a W I write it down as a legitimate W, even though the rest of my handwriting is still trash. Why is the word for the fear of long words so long?
Hippopotamonstrosis quipedaliophobia.
Who did this? Also, it doesn't matter to me that it could also be called sesquipedalophobia, because that's not the first thing that pops up when I make a Google search, and that is how I determine things, because I am somewhat naive. Why does the word catalog sound so weird to me? Can dyslexic people spell dyslexia? Who is the CEO of dictionaries? Or like, who are the council of dictionaries? Like, who decides what is a word and what is not? Is putting on clown makeup considered a whiteface? Why is it that I can't really be in Among Us, huh? Well, like, what had to be 3-6 in that game? How does Richard shorten to dick? Is it aqua or hydrophobia? Because I've heard from many sources that it's either one or the other, but I don't know which one is correct. How did dinosaurs get to be so big? Like, the lizards just over time evolved to be so gigantic? And what does that mean for like the Geico lizard? Does that mean in a million years they become gigantic like them? And sipping more than 15% or more with Geico. What is hair made out of? Like, what's its molecular makeup? Since when was stapling the game rules to the inside of the board game's box a normal thing to do? Like Andy from The Office said,
somebody forgot to staple the rule book to the inside of the game like a normal human being.
And like, I've never done that in my life. I mean, I guess I'm different. Where can you get those pairs of shoes with wheels at the bottom? Because like I've seen kids nowadays with them sometimes. I don't know where they got them. I knew they were probably before, and now they're like a dead trend. But you know, I want to cop them a little bit. My dog's tiny bears. Does that mean you're a grizzly? Or does that make you a polar bear? What are you? If real life monopolies are illegal, does that mean like any winner of a Monopoly game just goes straight to jail afterwards? For you know, like hosting a Monopoly and making all their other opponents go bankrupt?
Hold up.
What shade of blue is the sky? Wait, no, I mean like, was sky blue actually named something beforehand? Was there somebody like, this is my color? And someone's like, nah. Oh. How would somebody nowadays discover a new color? What would that even look like? Why don't we have to trim or cut our eyelashes? Or our eyebrows for that matter? Because I've seen a video on YouTube of us with a lady with the world's longest eyelashes, but I never had to touch my eyelashes in my life. Like, why don't they grow like all my other bodily hairs? How did NASA, a billion-dollar agency of human integration with government funding, just lose all the technology we used to get to the moon and our recordings too? Like, how are we less capable and less technologically advanced now than we were in the 1970s? And whoever has all the technology and recordings and stuff, can you give it back? Nah, and don't try to clear it all up now and dismay me by saying we're going back now with your whole Artemis project, because even though it's cool, it doesn't explain the loss of everything that the United States was focused on during the space race. Luckily, I have a lot more other things to focus on. Like, how is audio measured in dimensions, like 8D audios and etc.? Because I've seen many YouTube videos of music in 8D, and I don't understand, like, how do you measure that? Like, according to this, it says that 8D audio can transport me to another dimension, but I'm still here. What color is a mirror? Or like anything reflective? Like if I were to draw a mirror with no background or anything else aside from the object itself, do I just draw a rectangle? Is that considered a drawing of a mirror? Can karma really make you explode?
Hey, Squidward! Still riding to work on a machine, I see.
Don't say anything, Squidward. Remember your karma. What?
Or is it the bicycle?
Stupid jellyfish! Beat it! Whoa!
Why is there so much emphasis in school on English literature and mathematics, and anything else like art or unique talents? Why did I call a hoodie, sweatshirt, and sweater altogether just a sweater. Why did nobody correct me? Because it's funnier when you're stupid and make a fool out of yourself. Yeah, true. Now, why didn't my parents allow me to play the fish game at the spring fair? Like, I think I'm responsible enough, and my last fish that I named Blank because I couldn't come up with a name for him lived for about 1 year before, I had to flush him down the toilet. And the other 2 fish, who I already forgot the names of, lived for about half a year before I just forgot to feed them, and they kind of died. Like, why wouldn't they let me play? I just want another fish. What happened to my 3rd fish? Like, I just woke up one day and his bowl was empty and he wasn't in there. It's like, I asked everybody in the house where he was and what happened to him, and no one said anything. Please come back. Why was Lego Mario so hard to find? Like, seriously, I went to 6 different Targets as soon as it released. The first 2 times I saw it, but I didn't have the money to cop it. And then the rest of the times were all sold out and they wouldn't restock it. It only took me 1 more Target to go to just to get Lego Mario, but I'm pretty sure it was very worth it.
Lego Mario time. See you later.
Now, this one has bothered me ever since I was a little kid, but what is peripheral vision? Like, honestly, like, I know the eye is an arc and it's not flat, so I can see more than I'm just focusing on, but how am I looking at it? How am I looking at it when I'm not even staring at it? I'm not focusing. My iris is pointed directly at something else. Like, how do I see it? It's on the side of my screen. How am I peripherally looking at something without being conscious of what I'm looking at? Like, honestly, like, what is it? It's bothering me. Would Socrates be proud of all these questions that I'm asking, or just disappointed at my idiocy? Well, that's all the questions I've thought of right now, so feel free to ponder these or any other questions for yourself, and maybe even answer them. And I hope you enjoyed.